When I bought this car, I made an oath to myself that I'd rather do everything myself, whether it's wrong or not, than pay to have it done right by a professional, if that makes sense. This car is my first for literally anything and everything automotive. As you guys know, I got this completely stock and every single thing done to the car was done by me. Now, obviously, I'm not saying I did everything right at all. But I'd rather make mistakes and try to do things myself and learn from those mistakes and develop new skills than to, you know, pay to have it done by a professional, even if it would be done better, obviously. And this little whoopsie that we did at the track the other day is no exception to that logic. Obviously, I could take this to a body shop and they could get that looking great and get it repainted and have it look, you know, almost good as new. But in the spirit of making mistakes and learning new things and developing new skills, we're gonna try to pull this out and get it to look half decent. I just tried to start the car and it won't start. I forgot that we have no signs of life at all. I forgot that because the trunk doesn't close as of right now, there's a light somewhere in here that has probably been on since the track day and drained my battery, so we're gonna push it out. At least this one's easier to push because it has air in the tires. Let's see what happens. I think step one, I'd love to be able to get the trunk to close and latch and then mount a new brake light. I really want to get as much before footage as I can just for myself because this is my first time doing any sort of body work whatsoever. It's obviously going to be terrible. It's all part of the game though, and I'm very sure this isn't going to be my last time, so I think it could be cool to document my progression. This was unrelated. That's the first whoopsie I did. I didn't even tell you guys about that. But that is a bigger problem. That corner might be a little tough. You can see the whole thing is just pushed in. But as I said in the other video, the bash bar put in work. I really think it saved me. I'm thinking hook a ratchet strap up to that, onto that, and pull. And see what happens. Of course, it hasn't been raining all morning, and the second I'm outside, it starts raining on me. Trying to think. I mean, I don't really even know. We'll start pulling and kind of see what happens. Yeah, I mean that actually might be a good pull point. Love this for me. It's hard to tell if it's actually like pulling that out or if it's just bending the bash bar where it bent in there. I mean, I could always like weld a tab right here and actually pull like that. I think that's the, you know, quote unquote right way to do it. I want to try that. We're really just pulling the whole car. Yeah. That didn't do much. You can see from a top angle here just how in that left side curves there, because that whole thing got pushed in. This side of the bumper support should really be out to like where the bash bar is, I'm pretty sure. Because if we go to close the trunk, it's a little to the left. It's hitting like here instead of there where it's supposed to hit. It's also hitting a little forward because this all needs to go back. If we actually look under the car though, to where the frame rail is right there, that itself didn't bend at all, which is very, very, very good. I'm very glad the frame didn't bend. I'm convinced that my bash bar helped with that. It's really just this upper area. I mean, you can see how much it's kinked up right there. Like that has to be pushed down, which would push that out, which is really all we need. I ended up getting frustrated yesterday and just stopped filming. That rain came out of nowhere, it just started pouring. I was soaked, all my camera stuff was getting wet, and I was like, dude, I don't even have the right tools for this. So of course, we made a trip to Harbor Freight and got some tools. This is the big boy, the 10-ton Ram Force Super Duty. I spent my night last night going down the automotive bodywork rabbit hole on YouTube, so I have a whopping 3 hours of experience now. Not even experience, 3 hours of knowledge. I'll explain this once I actually get it unboxed and kind of show you guys how it works. This I've actually wanted for a while for something unrelated, believe it or not. It is a stud welder, which I want to use to get this dent out of the quarter panel there. But believe it or not, it's actually really good at getting stuck nuts and bolts out. It's like what's an induction heater? Is that the other tool? Pretend this was a bolt that's been in here for 30 years and you can't get it out with an impact or a breaker bar or anything. It's just completely seized. You can use a stud welder, or the right tool would be an induction heater, but you heat it up until it's red hot or glowing hot, and that can help loosen seized bolts sometimes. Kind of two birds with one stone with the stud welder. And then a die grinder is just something that I should have. I don't have one. Now I do. And then these little fiber discs are what I'm gonna use to strip the paint off so we can actually weld those studs on there and pull that dent out. And then just sort of like miscellaneous bodywork stuff, hammers, and I don't even know what all this stuff is called, dude. Dollies, hammers, pick hammer. Again, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna learn. People give me a hard time for it on social media, where I have this habit, cause like when I get into something, I tunnel vision, and that's like the only thing that I can do until I accomplish that goal. And a lot of the time, I'll end up like spending more money than I would if I were to hire it out just so I can learn it myself, but so far it has always paid off in the long run. My bash bars actually are a perfect example. You can get S-chassis bash bars pretty cheap, you know what I mean? I did my thing where I just tunnel vision and obsess on bash bars, and I ended up buying all the stuff I needed to make my own bash bars. That's why I got the tubing bender and all the dies that I need, and it would have been exponentially cheaper to just buy a bash bar that I wanted. But not only was I able to develop a new skill by getting what I got, but I've actually made my money back by making bash bars and selling them. All of this stuff was cheaper still than, you know, getting this work done professionally. But I mean, this is all gonna be something I'm gonna have to learn, because it's not gonna be the only time this happens. I think what I wanna do, I wanna get this brake light off. I maybe want to remove this interior trim or whatever you call that. Take our bash bar off, just because this side is still perfect, so I want to take all the geometry and measurements and just look at this so I can try to match this to that. It worked, dude. I'm proud of this thing, man. She did her job. This was the first bash bar I ever made for an S-chassis. And this was way more kink, because you remember we pulled it out with the truck. So this had folded, you know, all the way up here, and that's exactly what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to bend and absorb the impact so you don't actually, you know, twist your car up. Yeah, I'm really, really happy with that. I got this thing out of the box, and this is gonna be a really, really handy tool to have. Not even just for body work, but I'm thinking of other use cases I can use this for. It's super simple, so it has all sorts of attachments for different use cases. It has extensions in case I wanted to do like my frame rails. I could have it against one and push the other out. It even kind of tells you, you know, what use cases you'd want to use each extension with, but I think this is gonna be really helpful. Very similar to how my body functions. You jack this, and this gets longer. That was funnier in my head. I figured this might be a good starter attachment just for pushing out that corner. I just gotta find a stable area where I can put the back of the ram on. I was thinking of maybe putting plywood to help, or not plywood, 2x4 to help disperse the pressure, and then put that ball in the corner up here and just keep extending it as it slowly pushes that out. All right, here's attempt number one. I just really gotta watch this side to make sure that it's pushing this way and not pushing that in, because that's bad. You can see I got that rubber ball attachment in this nice little pocket right here, because you can see this crease right there at the top. So this is just pushed in a little bit, and it really has to come out. So in theory, as I keep pushing this lever down, it should be pushing that out. I want to keep monitoring this though. Oh yeah, it's definitely pushing that little hump down. Wow, what a cool little tool this is. This is working great. I'm very impressed with this so far. It's helping a lot. Okay, let's start with that. Okay. That actually brought that peak down a lot. You can still see that it's raised right there. I can also go through with a hammer like as I'm pushing to help relieve tension and whatnot. But if you look at it from this top angle, it is pretty noticeable that this side is just in a bit. It's only the top though, because there's no actual folding of the trunk. The frame rail itself is still perfectly intact with no bends at all. It's because the hit was right here that it just pushed that top inwards. I have the ram there now. I'm just gonna slowly push that out a bit. Oh, you see how big of a difference that? There's 1/2 of a pump and it's way more out. I definitely don't wanna stretch any metal, so I'm trying not to overdo anything. Oh, here, this helps you see it. When I close the trunk, see how you can see the bumper support right there on that side, but over here, you can't, because it's tucked in, it's pushed in. So I'm just gonna keep going ahead and pushing that out. Where did he get that Miata? I thought he was pulling up in a different car. This is the homie who's gonna be helping us out today. When did you get this thing?
I got it a couple months ago.
That's so, I didn't know you had this.
Yeah, it's been sitting in my garage.
That's sick. That thing's so sick. Damn, it's making me miss my Miata. What up? This is the homie who's gonna help me with body work because, well, he may not be a professional. He's a professional in my eyes compared to my skill level because I've watched YouTube videos for 3 hours. Gavin deserves a much better intro than, oh, this is the homie helping us out with body work. He's a good homie of mine, as well as neighbor, as well as very, very, very talented bodywork guy. Not by profession, but by experience and skill level. Oh, yeah. Is that max?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that did a bunch. Instead of eyeballing things, we're gonna actually measure things. Gavin showed me this spot, which would be symmetrical, so we're measuring from that screw to the inside of this trim right here. And that puts us at 20 3/8 on this side. Over here, it puts us at 20 5/8. So it's 2/8. It's 1/4, it's a 1/4 inch difference, so it's really not that much. Looking at this, it looks like it's way more inward, but I think this itself could have just bent a bit, which is giving that appearance. So we're only a 1/4 inch in on the upper side over here. We're working on getting this part out because that's supposed to be a whole like half dome right there. That's like the rear of my quarter panel. We got the ball right in that pocket and we're slowly just pushing that out. Yeah, starting to take shape. That's pulling this out too. That might be the like 1/4 inch that we need. We were tripping out because I showed you guys when we looked from the top, it looked like this left side was really far in, but we took measurements with a measurer, because that's what they're used for. We would measure from a point that has, you know, symmetry, and we'd measure down here, and all the measurements were even on the bottom, so we were super confused, because when you looked at it with your eyeballs, it was clearly not even though the measurements were telling us otherwise. But if you think about it, I hit here, so it was like not an upward hit necessarily, but from the top of the rear quarter panel here in. So we learned that it just bent this upper area in, so we got the ram mounted right there, pushed that out, and it made a huge difference in how the symmetry looks there. We're keeping pressure on that, and then Gavin's going through and just kind of cleaning up this this hole for the light, because this was completely pinched down to nothing there, so he's working on kind of cleaning that up. And then I'm gonna go through and weld these seams, because we broke the spot welds there. Here is the good side, and we come over here, and we are making a hell of a lot of progress, slowly but surely. And then we gotta work out that, and then that. So we got it kind of resembling the rear end of a car again. That was just using the ram and a hammer and all sorts of things, so it's roughly the same shape now. And now I think we're gonna go through with this and not the spot welder, what's that thing called? Stud welder.
Stud welder, yeah. So we're just gonna take off the paint, clean it up so you can get good contact on there, and then
try pulling it and see what happens.
Yeah.
I love the way air tools sound. Got it down to just about bare metal, at least to start, and then we can keep grinding it down if we need to. All right, Gavin's got Big Bertha out. He's gonna do the first one for me, so I've never used it before. So Gavin's gonna give me a quick demonstration because he has years of experience, isn't that right? Yeah. He just got one himself like last week. So put it on, put it down. Wow, just like that. That's pretty cool. All right, Daddy's turn. So I just slap it on there and then push the button?
Yep.
I'm scared of burning a hole through it, so I might have not done it long enough, but we'll find out. How do you know if they're like deep enough?
Oh, you'll know.
Just rip off and
yeah.
hit. Okay.
Yeah, do another one like here. That was a good one.
That was a good one.
I'm
getting good at this. It's my first time doing this. I don't know what I'm doing. He's saying to keep pressure on it and then just jerk it real quick, right?
Yeah.
Just go back.
Yeah.
Like one big hammer motion. And
whoa!
It came off. Poked a hole in it too.
Oh yeah. Okay, so maybe that one was a little hot.
Okay. Gavin says I was a little hard on that one, and it pulled through like it poked a hole in it. So I might have been too hot with that one. Alright, so keeping pressure. Oh yeah, I see it pulling. Okay.
Nice.
Okay, that's how I'm supposed to do it. I see it pulling it out.
Yeah.
That one got it some good pull on it. I forget if I ever told you guys about this one, but this is actually from a separate incident than this one. I kept the car pristine for so long, and then both of those happened within like 5 days of each other. This one was from the local skid pad out in Sacramento, kind of by my house. I was there by myself, no layout or anything, just practicing, you know, getting closer to a wall. And then there were these plastic K-rails there that I didn't even think would do anything. I overshot it. It was lame. So that's how I damaged it the first time. So right now I'm just grinding down that valley because it was just a hit right there, and you can see it bent in like the little wheel well area there a little bit. But I'm thinking we throw some of the studs on there and we should be able to pull that out pretty easily. So sick. Yeah. So I'm following Gavin pretty blindly on this because he has bodywork experience and I don't. We were able to pull this out pretty good using the stud welder, but you can see right on the lip right there, it's still pushed in just a little bit. So we're thinking to try pulling off the wheel and see if we can fit the hydraulic ram in there and see if we can just push that out a bit. And then Gavin's been working on this part that just got pushed in. And I mean, it's actually like, it has shape to it now. I have new brake lights coming in the mail already. For the first time, it actually fits in place. And all the gaps look just like they do on the other side with the light in there. So now it's just a matter of, you know, pulling out those indents there and just getting the overall shape better. But I mean, dude, you guys saw the before. Like it actually has shape to it now. I've learned it's just like not even like super time consuming, but it's just repetition of just hammering stuff out until it starts to look better. So I'm gonna see if I can get that archway pushed out a bit. Update, we cannot fit the ram in here because I wanted to go off right here to the wall right here. As you can see, it just doesn't fit. So I think we're just gonna do it with a hammer instead. I already know people are gonna give me a hard time for all the holes I made in that. I'm learning, all right? It's my first time.
First time using that tool.
Yeah, cut me some slack. If the hammer missed, it would go straight into your face. There it goes. The sun is setting. This has been an all-day adventure. We reached our stopping point for the day, or pausing point for the day. Gotta see if I can find a new trunk, or a new used trunk on Marketplace. Because as of now, the trunk doesn't latch. But we were noticing that you can see up here, you can see some wrinkled, I don't know the metal term for it, but there was pressure put there, and the trunk has bent, as you can see. And the light hits it right there. So we don't know what's wrong with the trunk. We don't know if it's bent there. We don't know if it's bent at the hinges. We don't know where it's bent. And the last thing we want to do is start adjusting the rear of the car based on a trunk, I keep saying truck, based on a trunk that might be, or probably is, bent and warped. So we're not going to worry about the latching yet. I got to get new hinges and a new trunk. But look at the actual, like, body shape of the car. Like, it has all of its shape back again, which is crazy. This is super flat and ready for Bondo. I do have to go through and fill all of the fill all the holes that I made everywhere. So I'm gonna go through with a TIG welder and clean that up, grind everything down, and get that ready for Bondo. But this, I mean, this is crazy. Pretty much everything you see there that's bare metal, that was fully folded inward, facing the other way. Like, that was all here. Mainly Gavin was working on this corner for a while, but Gavin was able to get this pushed back into place, looking really, really good and just about ready for Bondo. And we got this opening to where it actually fits my my tail light too. Obviously this thing isn't in the best condition. It slides right in. So, I mean, the point of impact was right here. You can see all that bending and everything, but I think once I get the new tail light in, that fitment looks pretty good, if you ask me. I mean, look at that. That is like, that's crazy to me. Waiting for the new taillights to get in. Gotta find a trunk and hinges. You remember, that was folded in like that. I hit a wall going who knows how fast. We turn on the lights down here. I got a little something over there. I was able to source an S14 trunk, but it has the little hood pins, which I really don't love. Unfortunately, that's the only trunk that I was able to get, and the fact that it has these installed scares me a little bit, because I might just be being way overly paranoid now. But there's the latch, right? And see, on both sides there, it looks like the paint is cracking, almost like it was in a rear-end accident. So what if it doesn't latch, and that's why they installed the hood pins? So I mean, like, from what I can tell, it looks completely straight. Like, you can't tell any warping or anything, but I don't like those cracks by the latch. I think I showed you guys yesterday. Whoops, I'm kicking things. There is some noticeable, like, bend marks in my trunk, and I'm hoping that's why it's not latching now, because now that we pulled out the back of the car, the trunk is still bent. I was able to get the hinges as well. That being said, I can't 100% confirm that my hinges are bent. It very well could just be the trunk. Replacing the hinges can be kind of annoying, so I'm gonna try just replacing the trunk lid itself first and seeing if it'll close then. If not, then I'll try the hinges and kind of evaluate. I'm gonna be honest, I've never taken off my trunk before. I've done my hood a million times, and that kind of sucks to do alone, but I've never done this before. I just don't know how to, like, grab it. Oh, yeah! I should have disconnected the wires first, that's what I should have done. Great use of my brain, Garrett. I gotta take off the wiring that's all attached up in there. Why is there so many? What are the odds that I remember how to plug everything back in, huh? There we go. Oh, gotcha. Old, new, or new, old. Old, new, old. All right, let's try to get this thing back on and see if she'll latch. This would be exponentially easier with the second set of hands. These two are in, this bottom one is in, but this one does not feel like it's threading in nice, so I don't want to zap it. I might have to use the tap and die set, but we should at least be able to see. Okay, hold on. Nope, Still not latching. God, okay, hopefully it's the hinges then. It's gonna be pretty much impossible to show you on camera because it's pretty much impossible to see with my eyes. But, let me see if I zoom in here. The latch right there. Oh, you can't see it. It's still, the latch is too far in. You can see it's hitting the inner wall right there, but all of the car's geometry is symmetrical, everything's adding up, which makes me believe it's the hinges, which now that I'm thinking about it, if this was closed and there was a rear impact right here, that's gonna push forward on the car, which very, very, very possibly squished these inwards. It's gonna be so hard to tell. I mean, dude, I went through and I went through the effort to get the hinges as well. So I guess I'm going to swap those out. God, working in the backseat of these cars is always so crammed. So I got one of these off, and again, this is my first time doing anything with my trunk, and I've tried watching YouTube videos, couldn't find anything in the FSM, probably just user error, I didn't look very hard. There are these, I think they're called torsion bars. These are what keep the tension on the hinges to push your trunk up. And you can see they're obviously under tension. When I push it down, it pushes me back up, and that's what pushes your trunk up once you unlatch it. I was reading mixed things online telling me to remove the torsion bars before dropping the hinges. I ended up just putting a hoodie right there and just unbolting it in the off chance that it smacked down. The last thing I want is to shatter my back glass. And when this one popped off, it didn't have much force to it. It is just pushing back a little bit more than it is now. As you can see, there is a bump stop on the top there, so it wants to keep going up. I am just gonna toss a hoodie there, unbolt that, and let it kind of slam down. I don't think this is the right way to do it, but it's the way I'm gonna do it. There we go. We're able to get them off, and I can tell you right now, I have no idea how I'm gonna get the new ones back on by myself, because there's a decent amount of tension there. I was able to get the hinges in. I got one more bolt to do on this side, but I can do that alone. I did not do it alone. I did it with the help of my girlfriend Taylor, but we got them in, and they're doing their spring thing. So I'm gonna get that last one in, mount the trunk, and see if it closes. With those tight, it's time to try mounting the trunk. Sure enough though, I was just double checking this and that one screws in perfectly, but sure enough, this one is cross-threaded. It's at an angle there, and I don't want to do any more damage. So my least favorite thing to use is the tap and die set. It looks like it's a M6 with a 1.0 thread pitch. It feels like, I think it was just the first couple threads. It's still more resistant than I'd like. Oh, there it goes. Okay, there it goes. So I think it was just the first couple of threads that were bad. That's what's supposed to happen. Yay, the tap and die set worked. I should have had Taylor stay and help me with this. There it is. I'm not gonna worry too much about like making sure it's perfectly centered in the line and all that. I just wanna see if it latches first. Because if it doesn't, that means we have a little bit more body work we have to do and pushing and pulling and get everything to line up. But hopefully we don't have to. Come on! Woo! I have a trunk! Wow! How's the panel gaps looking? Not terrible. This is the side that folded in, so I really want to use this as a baseline. Little bigger on this side, but only here, so I think I can pivot the whole thing just a little bit, but it does stick up a fair amount. Like that's a pretty decent lip right there, and that is on both sides of the car. You can see there's the lip there as well. So I think I want to lower, where'd the screwdriver go? I think I want to lower the actual striker itself, which is this bad boy. You can adjust the height of it with these two 10 mils. Want to loosen these, drop that down a bit and see if that helps. That's a little bit better. There still is a decent gap near the back there. I also hate these things. I'm gonna get rid of, I think I'm gonna remove these and then cut a piece of sheet metal with the plasma cutter and weld that in, grind it down, paint it. I don't want these at all. I'm kind of bummed the trunk has those, so I'm gonna get rid of these, rely on the actual latch, clean that up. Honestly, probably take my wing off, try to fix the wing, and then slap the wing back on. But I mean, for now, dude, as a decent stopping point for the day, because I'm tired. There was a lot of firsts for me. Like everything in this video was pretty much a first for me. I have zero bodywork experience whatsoever. This has been a really fun journey so far. And up next, I do want to get the trunk to fit a little bit better, so I'm gonna fiddle with that a bit. Then I gotta go through, probably with a TIG welder, and go through and all of these little holes caused by the stud welder. I'm gonna patch those and then grind them down to make it nice and smooth. And then we have body filler and priming and painting, and painting's gonna be a first for like anything in the body work world is new to me. And I'm determined to learn all of it, against some people's wishes. I'm not saying it's gonna be good, but like I said, I'm in this for learning new skills, of just developing myself, I guess. I need to go to sleep. Thanks for watching. Peace out.